Good evening. My name is David Grothus. Today's date is December 10th of 2022. I wrote something I'd like to share with you. It is not only the responsibility of good men to confront and stand against evil and injustice. It is their inherent moral duty, period. To not do your duty is to be complicit with the evil taking place. Time to get off the bench, Americans. Here's a few quotes for you to consider this evening on December 10th, 2022. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure liberty to ourselves and to our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States. That, my friends, is a preamble. Here's a few more quotes. It seems almost incredible that the advocates of liberty should conceive of the idea of selling a fellow creature to slavery. James Fortin. The world is indebted for all triumphs which have been gained by reason and logic over error and oppression. James Madison. Hear him, ye senates, hear this truth sublime. He who allows oppression shares in the crime. Erasmus Darwin. Now I say that with cruelty, oppression, injustice, and indecency, it is everybody's business to interfere when they see it. Anne Sewell. In every man's mind, the good seeds of liberty are planted, and he who brings his fellow down so low as to make him contented with a condition of slavery and indecency commits the highest crime against God and man. Henry Garnett. Nothing should ever be implied as law which leads to unjust or absurd consequences. Abraham Lincoln. Hammurabi Code. To cause justice to prevail in the land, to destroy naughty and wicked men, so that the strong might not afflict the weak. And he whosoever shall harm one of these little ones that believe in me, it would be better for him that a millstone were hung around his neck and were cast into the deepest sea. Jesus. God cares for man. He must regard man with love when he does good, and be moved to anger when he sins, and necessarily so. For he who hates wickedness must love goodness. On the contrary, he who is not angry at evil does not love the good. Shall I not punish them for these things, says the Lord? Shall I not avenge myself on a nation such as this? Jeremiah 5:29. Isaiah 61 verse 1. To heal the contrite of heart, release the captives, deliverance to them who are oppressed and afflicted. The hottest places in hell are reserved for those when faced with a great moral crisis, remain neutral and do nothing. Justice, the active process of remedying and preventing what should arouse a sense of injustice. Did you hear that? The active process of remedying and preventing what should arouse a sense of injustice. Seek justice, undo oppression, defend the fatherless, plead for the widow. Isaiah 1:17. He who oppresses a poor man or woman insults his maker. He who is kind to the needy honors him. Proverbs 14 verse 31. Oliver Ellsworth, 3rd Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, June 3rd of 1802. The primary objects of government are the peace and order and prosperity of society. to the promotion of these objects, particularly in a Republican government, good morals are essential. Institutions for the promotion of good morals are therefore objects of legislative provision and support. And among these, religious institutions are eminently useful and important. The legislature, charged with the great interest of the community, may and ought to countenance, aid, and protect religious institutions, wisely calculated to direct men in the performance of all the duties arising from their connection with each other, and prevent and repress those evils which flow from unrestrained passion. Oliver Ellsworth, 3rd Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Thomas Jefferson, and can the liberties of a nation be thought secure when we have removed their only firm basis, a conviction in the minds of people that these liberties are the gift of God, that they are not to be violated but with his wrath? Indeed, I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, and his justice cannot sleep forever. Thomas Jefferson. Joseph Story, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The law pronounces illegal every contract offensive to Christian morals. Joseph Story, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Sherlock Holmes used to say, "It's elementary, Watson," after his cases were solved with his discovery of evidence based upon deductive and inductive conclusions. Today, Americans need to contemplate Sherlock Holmes' use of reason and logic. There are thousands of people with opinions about 1,000 different ideas. The importance of actual hard evidence with witnesses, time, place are needed today to solve crimes. A lawyer, judge, attorney's job is to listen to witnesses, look at evidence, know the law, know the Constitution, and seek a just sentence upon the criminal who committed a particular crime. I would like to present to you, the American citizen, with a solution to today's unindicted crimes, which affects every American citizen in a very detrimental way. If you go to the website, www.grandjury.com, actually it's www.countycongress.com, you will find information about the grand jury. www.countycongress.com. Look into that website, learn about it, and get involved. A grand jury needs to be convened in every state. Here is evidence of many crimes occurring today which can be solved by convening a grand jury in your state today. I believe in American justice. I believe in every law-abiding American citizen. I believe common sense, reason, and logic will lead to a just indictment. No one can refute incontrovertible evidence based upon deductive proof. The day after Joe Biden, the president, took his oath of office, did any of his decisions go directly against the Constitution or interfere with private contracts? That's my first question. Number one, did he interfere with private contracts with workers and the oil pipeline? Yes or no? Number two, did Joe Biden interfere with the private contract between workers and companies working on completing the wall? Yes or no? Number three, did he reinforce the Border Patrol when they needed it? Absolutely not. Number four, does he demand every illegal alien be detained and deported? Absolutely not. Number five, has he given American tax money to Palestine leaders? $500 million? Unbelievable. Number six, does he intend to support illegal aliens with your tax money? He's doing that today. That's a violation of his oath of office, 18 U.S. Code 1918, and violating statute 1324, harboring, aiding, and abetting illegal aliens. Number seven, was he aware of crimes which former President Obama committed but said nothing and did nothing? Absolutely. What about Fast and Furious? American Border Patrol agent was killed because of what Obama and Joe Biden did by selling weapons to a Mexican drug cartel. Do you remember that? That's called being an accessory before the fact of the crime of murder by supplying a weapon to someone. There are 100 senators and 400 plus representatives today. Time to contact them by phone, email, or letter to their office. Here is a list of actual individual crimes committed by the president. Number 1, oath violation. He is not defending the nation nor Constitution from foreign invasion, illegal aliens, and indicting domestic insurrectionists, Antifa people, and Black Lives Matter people. He's violating Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution. He's not providing a Republican form of government. He's supposed to protect each state from invasion, and he's not doing that. Statute 1324 violation. He's aiding and abetting and harboring illegal aliens. Number 3, misprision of felony. Obstruction of justice by not bringing evidence to the Attorney General against Obama when he gave money to Iran and Egypt. That's misprision of felony. Number 4, misprision of felony and obstruction of justice by not bringing evidence against Obama and Eric Holder when they sold weapons to a Mexican drug cartel, as I mentioned earlier. One weapon was used to kill a Border Patrol agent. Why isn't this talked about and investigated? The president is not a king. He's a president. He's under the Constitution. Joe Biden is violating Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution by not reinforcing the border with National Guardsmen when he has a sworn legal duty to do so. Number 6, he is not providing for the common defense of every American community by not sending the National Guard to the border to repel the invasion. Number 7, he interfered with the private contracts between employees and companies hired to complete the wall, which is against his oath of office, violating Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution.
Open it.
Treason by him giving our known enemies, Palestine leaders, American tax money. Did you know 2 to 3 months after he gave $500 million to the Palestinian leaders, the Palestinians attacked Israel and killed 12 Israeli citizens with weapons I think were purchased by the Palestinian leaders from American tax money? That's called treason. Contact a lawyer today, a district attorney in your state, the attorney general in your state. Present to each of them this evidence from this post. There is plenty of solid and valid reasons and evidence to indict the president today. What are you waiting for? A full day's work for a full day's pay. I remember the Alamo, Bunker Hill, Iwo Jima, Tarawa, Normandy, Utah Beach, Corregidor, Midway Island, Leyte Gulf, Omaha Beach, Gettysburg. I remember Catherine Steinle, Molly Tidbits. Do you remember those battles or those wars fought for the rule of law, for the Constitution, for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? And today, what do we have? Dereliction of duty by the president, dereliction of duty by the attorney general, dereliction of duty by 450 members of Congress who are supposed to impeach the president. Equal justice under the law, innocent till proven guilty in a court of law, trial by jury are the foundations of American justice. The president is not above the law, cannot make law, nor interfere in indictments of lawbreakers. Representatives and senators have a duty to impeach the president when he violates his oath of office. I believe Joe Biden has violated his oath of office about at least for the last 18 months, to tell you the truth. The Attorney General has a duty to indict lawbreakers, and he's not doing his job. So he's derelict in his duty. When both the President and the Attorney General fail their duty, what are you to do? Each of them are committing an oath violation. Go to www.countycongress.com. Read over about the Constitution and the grand jury. You got to believe America will stand up tall again. Believe it. Have a Paul Revere and Patrick Henry day. You could do it, Americans. I believe in every one of you. You have a great day and God bless you.